Hello everyone, this is once again Rekha Goel in front of you, presenting the poem Keeping Quiet, written by Pablo Neruda. As the title goes, Keeping Quiet, so we can relate it with today's scenario. We all are quiet, we are at homes because of lockdown. So this is one of the reasons why I picked up this poem so that we can relate ourselves easily. Now, as long as introduction is considered, the poem relates with retrospection, introspection, meditation. So, retrospection means looking into past. Introspection means looking within. Let us peep into ourselves. And how we will peep into ourselves? When we are meditating. So these all the three words, three concepts are interrelated to each other. So the poem talks about retrospection, that means when we are quiet, let us see what we did yesterday. Yesterday refers to in the past, and let us in a meditation mode introspect what all follies we did, whatever wrong things we did, so that we can rectify those things. And this poem doesn't have any rhyming scheme. This is free verse, which we call as bank verse also. Now we go with the first stanza, with the poet is asking all of us, now we will count to 12. Now 12 is the number of zodiac sign, 12 months are there, 12 numbers are on the clock. So altogether 12 numbers signifies time. Fine. So the poet says that let us for a short period of time, let us count, let us see into ourselves so that we can make it out what have we done. And we will all keep still. And this time, this duration of counting 12, the poet says that we'll keep still. Still here refers to we are not doing anything. Now, as you all know that every man is rushing like anything, everywhere it is hodgepodge, and we say ourselves that we are the progressive kind species, we can call it. So we are running like anything. So the poet says that we will all keep still. Let us stand still at a place. Let us not do any action. The way we are doing right now, we are at home. So this is the best way to introspect ourselves and peep into back. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak any language. Now face here refers to surface. Let all of us human beings on the surface of the earth, let us not speak any language because language is the sign of discrimination. Let us not think about any kind of discrimination. The only thing that we think is human, we or humanity. We all are human. Apart from that, there is no caste, no creed, no race, no countries, no continents, nothing doing. We all are one, and that is human. So let us not speak any kind of language. Let us relate with one another as human. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. Now arms here refers to, it is as long as figures of speech is considered, this is pun over here. So arm here refers to let us not extend our boundaries. Let us be contented, let us be satisfied with whatever we have. We should not go for more weapons. We should not go for any kind of discrimination. Let us not fight with any of the countries, and let us stop for 1 second to introspect ourselves and not move our arms so much. Let us peep into ourselves. Let us stop all irrelevant activities and stand still so that in this peaceful atmosphere we can ponder upon whatever things we did. Now moving on to the second. It would be an exotic moment. Exotic refers to strange because we people are so much in habit of listening to various kind of sounds. At times buses are running, two-wheelers are running, honking of horns or one or the other engines, machines. But man has become, he is less of human and more of a machine. So we are in habit of listening, hearing one or the other sounds. So here the poet says that it would be an exotic moment. It would be really a strange moment when we will not hear any sound, because this is happening. No, nowadays we can see how the world without rush, without engines, we would all be together. There is no rush. Nobody is in a hurry to go to his job. Fine, because the poet is requesting, the poet is urging, begging that we should stand still for a while so that we can introspect into ourselves. Without engines, no machine should work and we would all be together. We can correlate ourselves with each other in a sudden strangeness. As I told you, that this kind of environment, this kind of atmosphere will be definitely a strange kind of thing because we are not used to it. So definitely we are going to enjoy this. Now moving on to the where the poet is very much talking about the harm that human has put to the environment. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales. So here fishermen, whales are referred to, all the aquatic animals. Man is the one who is killing all these aquatic animals and bringing disaster to water also. Fine. So fisherman is the symbolizes man's indiscriminate exploitation of nature. So the poet wants that when we are not working anywhere, we are not going anywhere to work, so even the fishermen in the cold sea are not going to harm any whales. Fourth, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Now the man will. Now the poet also talks about the people, those who prepare green wars. Those who prepare green wars here refers to those who are responsible. The people, those who advocate green wars. Green wars here refers to the war against environment. War with gas, war with fire, and now we can also call war with virus also. This is what we are facing nowadays. So the people, those who are responsible for initiating these wars, so politicians, scientists, then the leaders. So the poet says that these people are called as warmongers. WARMONGERS. Warmongers here refers to the people, those who advocate war. Victory with no survivors. The poet is unable to understand why these people are after wars. What are we going to achieve? What are we going to gain out of these wars? Because even if we become victorious, this victory will be with no survivors because most of the people would have died. So what is the outcome? Because we are slowly, if we favor war, if we advocate war, that means slowly and slowly we are digging our own graves. So this victory has no meaning because even when we are victorious, we wish to enjoy it. So with whom are we going to enjoy? We won't be, there will be no survivors. And would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. This is what the poet is urging, that let all us see white color symbolizes peace and calm, harmony. So he says that let all of us put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers. Their brothers here refers to brotherhood in the shade doing nothing. Doing nothing, let us introspect. That is more important, that we must realize the strength of humanity, and rather than doing any destructive. next stanza. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. It's not quite possible that any of us may think that what a man is going to do if he doesn't do anything. So this is what the poet is saying, that I don't mean that one should not get confused with total inactivity. That poet doesn't want that we should not do anything at all and simply sitting at home. He is not advocating total inactivity. Fine. So this is what he wants is, for a period of time, let all of us stand still, introspect, peep into ourselves, and whatever the follies are there, so let us overcome all those follies, and let all of us work for humanity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. He doesn't want that war should continue and there is a number of death over there. So life is all about being up and doing. How long a man can sit at home? No. So he has to be active. So he is not talking about death. At times it does happen that where the thing seems to be inactive, but even then action is going on which we are unable to understand. Now moving on to para 6. If we were not so single-minded. Now single-minded here refers to selfishness. Here every person is thinking only about himself or herself. Whatever a man is doing, he is doing for himself. He is single-minded. He doesn't believe in brotherhood. He doesn't believe in unity. He doesn't believe in humanity. Whatever he wishes to do, he wants to progress for himself. He wants to advance for himself. So whatever the things he wants to do, he wants to do for himself. So the poet say that if we were not so single-minded, if we don't think only about ourselves, we would progress in a greater manner. Then it will be actual progress and actual advancement. About keeping our lives moving. Let all of us keep moving our lives. Because what we are doing is mechanical, monotonous. Every day getting up, rushing, earning money, bringing comforts for the family. So, and in doing all these activities, we don't see what follies, what mistakes we are doing. We are harming the environment, we are harming the people, we are killing humanity, we are lacking with the emotions, we are lacking with the feelings, but we are least bothered about all these things. And for once could do nothing, perhaps a use silence. And for a small span of time, let us not do anything. And there should be a huge silence, so that in this silence, this will be a state of meditation. And in this meditation, definitely we are going to ponder upon ourselves. We are going to introspect ourselves and will come out of all the retrospection, whatever follies we did, whatever mistakes we did, will come out all of those. Perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves. So this is a goal. This is a golden opportunity for all of us to interrupt. It might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves. That means in future we don't have to regret ourselves that we never thought of everyone. Why we were so greedy? Why we were so selfish? Why weren't we selfless? Why did we think about everyone? Why didn't we think about humanity? So that day should not come when we all have to regret and of threatening ourselves with death, because that will be the day where we will not have anything apart from death, because the increasing arm race and man's rapid advancement will leave us nowhere. Only the thing that we are going to pose is death only. Now moving on to the seventh. Perhaps the earth can teach us. Now human, maybe we don't want to learn from anybody, but definitely earth is a great source of learning. because earth never, we don't see earth doing something, no, we always find that earth is very standstill, it is calm and quiet, it doesn't do anything. But it is not like that, because it is constructively, earth is doing something without making any noise. Fine. As when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. It seems that the earth is dead, there are no movements, there are no activities taking place, but it is not like that. Later on we do come to know that how earth is constructive. See, when a seed is sown in the earth, in the soil, so there is no action, because that action of blooming outside, it is very silent, it is very constructive. So when it comes out, then only we realize that yes, earth is doing something, so this new life will come, spring out from the dead remains, as life is an ongoing process. So not necessary that you need to shout, you need to make hell out of noise, and then only you get to know that something is going on. Silent work is best work ever. Now the very concluding lines of the poem. Now I will count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. Very important lines of the poem. Now the poet says that I will count up to 12, so that like our introspection is getting over and you keep quiet and I will go. That means he already infuse a concept in our mind. Now he wanted the same thing to be delivered to somebody else. So he asked us to be in meditation form, so that we can understand this silence, we can peep into ourselves and get to know better things, because we know that man is the creator of all the destruction. It is not somebody else, it is his activities which are bringing trouble to this mankind, this earth also. So poet advocates a sense of togetherness, a sense of brotherhood, so that we all can peacefully live on this earth. So this is what is the, and what will counting up to 12 and keeping still help us achieve. Now these are some of the questions in all the next slides. You can see these questions. What do you think the poet advocates? Total inactivity and death. What is the sadness that the poet refers to in the poem? Why is he sad? What symbol from nature does the poet invoke to say that there can be life under apparent stillness? Whom is the poet addressing and what does he want them to do? What differences and distinctions has man built for himself? What would happen if men on earth did not speak any language or move their arms? So, what would be an exotic moment for man? How would man be together in a sudden strangeness? What is the poet trying to convey through the image of fisherman and men gathering? What kind of wars does the poet refer to in the poem? What does the poet mean when he says that a chemical war will result in a victory with no survivors? What suggestion does the poet give to man to avoid these wars? And what has man single-mindedly focused himself? On what note does the poet conclude the? So these all are very sensitive questions which are definitely required to be pondered upon. Thank you very much.